Hello, my name is Brandon. I am the community manager of ProtocolX, and welcome to our first ever episode of educating about the PTX ecosystem. In today's episode, we're going to be speaking about PTX and ePTX, but before we get into these are short and snappy videos for people who still don't understand the white paper or haven't got time to listen to the full and in-depth AMAs that we have. If you haven't already, check out some of our previous AMAs. We have over 30 uploaded, some of which may be out to date, so I would stick to the nearer ones to this video as they have the newest updates regarding the PTX ecosystem. However, let's get straight into this. So in essence, PTX is at core not a rebase token. That's which makes our ecosystem quite interesting. Now, PTX did start out as a rebase token. However, due to adaptations and being able to make the contract better, we decided to upgrade this into a way that PTX is not at core a rebase token. This allows for further adaptability, allows us to implement PTX into different aspects of our roadmap, and allows us to give more use to PTX as a whole, with this token being the core foundations of the ecosystem. It stops us from being sort of stopped in the future in regards to upgrading and allowing PTX to do more. So PTX has a 4% buy tax and an 8% sales tax. Now, the good thing about our contract is, unlike normal contracts, the 4% buy tax is not actually sold. So as you may know, usually when you purchase a transaction, that's split into routers, which go into designated wallets and is sold. However, this only happens on our sales fee. So what I'll do is break these down quite quickly for you, just so you can understand where these fees go. So for the 4% buy, it's very simple. 3% of this is directly burn, 1% goes to the treasury. These are all in tokens, no sale takes place on these. On the 8% sales fee, 4% goes directly to X shares, which we will speak about in a later episode, so keep in tune for that. 2% goes to the treasury, and 2% goes to the PXBB, which is the ProtocolX buyback and burn, and these are in BNB. Some of the features of PTX are automatic contractual burns, which we just spoke about. We have the SEM model, which we'll speak about in a moment. We have the liquidity management system and strategic buyback and burns using some of our trading bot revenue models, which we'll speak about in a later episode. So I'm not going to go into them in detail, but I do want to give a little bit of an overview of the ecosystem, some of the things we'll touch base on in the future. So we have PTX, we have ePTX, we have X keys, we have X lottery, and we also have X swap, which has its own designated area. But for today, we're going to stick to PTX and ePTX. These are just some of the features that may get referenced when speaking about ePTX, so it's good for you to know which some of these features are before we go into them in too much detail. But first of all, let's stick with PTX. Now, PTX at core is a different sort of token. Now, the best thing about PTX is we've already spoke about the regular contract not rebasing. So the good thing about this is there's not a forever lasting elastic supply. As you know, we are offering a 1.77% daily APR. We'll speak about the SEM in a moment. However, as a normal rebase token would work, is all of the tokens in the entire ecosystem would rebase coherently. Now, this is where ePTX comes into play, but I'll explain that clearer in a moment. So the SEM model. Our difference with our token is that actually every month, this APR, which starts at 1.77%, decreases 10%. Now, this doesn't last forever. This lasts for 12 events and will stop at a fixed 0.5% daily yield rate of ePTX. Now, we've already spoke about the burns and the taxes. However, just to clarify, 3% of these buy fees will burn PTX and 2% of the sell fees will burn PTX, but this will be in BNB, which will be buyback and burns. Another cool thing about our burn system is we don't have a burn wallet or a burn address. These tokens are actually deleted from the supply with the contract that we have. We also have the liquidity management system, which is something that allows a custom trading bot to encourage token price to fall in a defined range. And as mentioned before, we have strategic buyback and burns. Now, PTX is at core just a regular token, which allows us to have ePTX. ePTX is essentially the brother/sister of the regular PTX token, which allows you to then stake your PTX. Now, the good thing about ePTX is it doesn't stop there. If you are confused or you're wondering what the E stands for, I would for now think of this as staked PTX. Until we go further into some of the videos which explains more of the use case for ePTX, straight off the bat, this is the token you would swap your PTX to get ePTX to allow you to stake in our D app, which you'll be able to find all of the different variables for any later episode all in one place and allow you to stake to get your daily APR. By the time you're seeing this video, we're almost closing on the first epoch, which is a decrease in 10%. So we've already had that 1.77% month, which is part of our SEM. Now, another cool feature of ePTX keys, we're not going to touch base on them too much now. However, what ePTX allows is it not just to be a staking token. That's one reason why we haven't called it staked PTX. What we want to do is bring much more utility to ePTX than rather just being a staking token. And one of these utilities we've brought into the mix is X keys. Now, I will touch base a little bit on X keys just so you understand what one of these utilities will be. However, I won't go into them in too much detail. You'll be able to find more information about X keys and further ecosystem on one of the next videos. It's better to stick to these two for now, just so you can have a better understanding of the core of the ecosystem. So if you're here just to earn the daily yield, ePTX is the way to go, and you'll be able to earn ePTX by swapping your PTX for it at a 1-to-1 ratio. You'll be able to do this in the D app, and where you can also stake said ePTX. So it will all be in one place and will be very, very easy for you to refer to. One part of ePTX is actually being utilized in our DEX. Now, one feature of this DEX is the lottery, and one feature is XSwap. Now, we're not going to go into them too much today. However, this highlights that ePTX does have further utility rather than just being a generic staking token. Thank you very much for coming to our short, very sweet presentation of what PTX and ePTX are. These videos are designed to be very short and snappy, just so if you haven't got the time or don't understand the white paper, you're able to then understand the ecosystem in under 10 minutes. So if you have or haven't already, please make sure you like and subscribe this video to this channel. There'll be further updates. This is where all of our AMAs are posted. If you haven't checked out any of our AMAs in the past, please feel free to go on our YouTube page. We have over 35 uploaded. I would suggest to stick to some of the more recent ones to get the new updates for PTX. And if you have any further questions, or you are still confused about the ecosystem or would like to learn more, please feel free to join our Discord down below or our Telegram down below. You'll find the links in the description, and you'll also be able to find our white paper and the link to this entire Prezi, so you can have a look yourself if you need to refer to any notes. But that has been Brandon. I am the community manager of ProtocolX, and I look forward to bringing you more educational videos. Thank you.